The worst thing that she can say is no is probably one of the dumbest quotes I've ever heard in my entire life. And I didn't even know that until this past weekend. My boy drags me out of the crib Thursday night before Halloween. He says, yo, there's this club. It's doing some shit tonight. I got these girls that I know that are going. You should pull up with me. I need a partner, a wingman. I said, all right, bet. I really don't be going out like that, but I'll make an exception for you because that's my dog. We pop out. We're at this club. These girls and I'm not really their vibe, so I kind of walk off for a little bit and let my boy work out, right? As I'm walking around by myself, I see another girl who's walking around by herself. She's super attractive, and I've seen her 3 separate times now, and she's just standing by herself on her phone. So I'm like, I guess I gotta approach her. We're both by ourselves. Let me have a conversation with her. I walk up to her and I go, hey, I see you're by yourself. I'm by myself. What's your name? We shake hands. She tells me her name. I look down at her phone. She's on FaceTime with one of her friends. She shows me to her friend on FaceTime and then goes, hey, I have to go. And then hangs up the phone with her friend. Me and her start having a conversation. I'm asking her why she's there by herself. She's like, hey, I'm new in town. I don't really know anybody. I just wanted to do something tonight. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm telling her, I know the guy who runs the event. I know the DJ's up there. You know, I'm trying to make her more comfortable, let her know where she's at and who the people she's around are. And she's with the vibe. We're having this cool ass conversation. I end up asking her what she does for work. She tells me, I'm a personal trainer. I work at Twin Peaks on the side, and I have a bikini line that I'm trying to start. And I'm like, those are red flags, but I'm like, all right, cool. I'm talking to her. I don't have anyone else to talk to. I'm gonna just keep talking, right? We can end up being friends. I don't give a And I'm telling her, hey, my cousin does that. She has a lingerie line. I didn't tell her how popular my cousin's lingerie line is, but I'm telling her about it, trying to explain it to her. And hopefully if we become friends, I could put her on with my cousin and they could do some big things, right? We're having that conversation. I asked her, hey, are you going out on Halloween night? Because there's a bar crawl. I didn't even know if you knew about that because you're not from here. You should pop out. And if you don't have any friends, you could come with our group. As I'm saying that, she says no words to me, goes, and then backpedals away. I look at her and go, okay, cool. And it fucked me up in my head because I was like, I never hit on her. Yeah, I thought she was attractive, but I never said that I thought she was attractive. And I was just being super nice and you don't have anyone else to talk to. In mid-conversation, I asked her if I was bothering her and she said no. She wanted to keep talking to me. So why the did you just walk away and not say anything? I was completely astonished by the situation. And you work at Twin Peaks. What am I even doing talking to you in the first place? I couldn't believe that. But that moment showed me that there's way more disrespectful things than just saying no.
Can we have a serious conversation about the LBHs, passport bros, like whatever you want to call them? I just don't understand how the most basic level men can leave America, travel to these other countries and just pull absolute tens, like the hottest girls that you will ever see. And these men, like men that we wouldn't even look twice at, are just pulling them and convincing them to date them. Like, I truly don't understand it. Can someone please explain to me how this is happening and how these men are able to get away with it? Also, like, how can we stop this? It's out of control and it's getting to a point where it needs to be stopped.
When a passport bro tells me that I'm jealous that American men are leaving the United States and not looking at American women, because the ones that are leaving the United States to go find themselves a bride overseas are exactly the ones that we never wanted. I mean,
how many countries have you been to? Because everywhere I go, men like me. All across this country.
Completely. The level of delusion that these passport bros have to live in to make this arrangement seem like it's based on something genuine and love-filled would be tragic if it weren't so exploitative. Because as a passport bro, you are on borrowed time, right?
Comments from the British and American women mainly, okay, stating that it's so sad how, like, I had to go to South America in order to get laid and get a girlfriend. So of course they're trying to insult me. And to be honest, guys, it's actually just an insult to yourself, okay? You couldn't keep your own men, okay, from England or from America. I'm not even from England. I'm originally from Poland, okay? And there's plenty of beautiful women there, trust me. So your own men are deciding to leave the country. Why is that? Well, women in the West are super masculine. Nobody wants to deal with that. So what do guys do? They go over to Eastern Europe, they go over to South America, they go over to Southeast Asia.
If women can their children, men should at least be able to abandon their children.
And they do on the reg.
So if you're a man and you don't want to have a kid and the woman keeps the kid, that woman can force you through the state, through the government, to pay child support.
Well, nobody
If he
forced them
has
to
large-
come inside of a woman.
Great. That's a great Bronze Age argument that we could use against men. Nobody forced the woman to have consensual sex. Nobody forced the woman to allow the man to come inside of her. These same arguments would have to be, you'd have to accept them for. Or is it only men that have responsibility? You wouldn't accept a pro-life argument of, you just shouldn't have opened your legs, you shouldn't have got pregnant, you should have used protection, you should have been on birth control. No, you probably believe that if a woman, let's say she had consensual to their boyfriend and she got pregnant, let's say it's an unwanted pregnancy, and let's say she's not ready or she's not financially ready, she just doesn't want the kid. I'm assuming your position would be, yeah, she can get them.
Yeah, it's her body.
Okay, so why don't you grant that same exemption to men?
A man versus a woman, the man is guilty until proven innocent, and the woman is innocent until proven guilty. And she'll use that to her advantage. And if she doesn't get the outcome she wants, she'll go on the internet, because all the Jezebels are on the internet, and then create some sort of coalition, and together, now you have the equivalent of a demonic legion. The Jezebel spirit is fiercely independent, manipulative, controlling, and very unrepentant. If you confront the Jezebel spirit, they will fight back. And if they feel like they're losing, they will change the conversation to where they are a victim and you have abused them. And they're very hurt and very emotional. And what the Jezebel spirit knows is if it's a woman who then is declaring war on a man, it puts the man in a lose-lose position. Because if she attacks him and he fights back, see, he's mean, he's domineering, he's overbearing, he's a bully. Me too. And if he just takes it and tolerates it, she'll control and dominate. It's spiritual warfare. And in our culture, the Jezebel spirit knows that
girls tell guys exactly what they want with subtle hints. Example, I have left these flowers here for 3 weeks. They've been here on the table for 3 weeks, and I've been thinking, my boyfriend passes this table 6 billion times a day. He sees this 6 billion times a day. One of these times he's gonna pass by and think, the flowers are crumbling all over the table. I think it's probably time to replace the flowers. I was sadly mistaken, as Justin Bieber said. I was sadly mistaken. And now I have to throw these flowers away, and I'm gonna probably get new ones for myself. I just feel like that was the most subtle hint I could have possibly left.
You know what your man's actually probably thinking is that you must really like those flowers because you're keeping them for a long time, and he's not going to touch them because you must really like them. Or he didn't even notice the flowers were there. Now, what he might notice is an empty vase with nothing in it. Maybe a little bit of water. Maybe try that. Or maybe just tell him what you want and don't make him read your mind.
We want your coffee.
I need more than just coffee. I need bourbon, I need whiskey, and then an 18-pack of beers.
She really asked if I need coffee. Coffee is for small problems. This is a bourbon and 18-pack kind of conversation. Because when something starts acting suspicious, you don't caffeinate, you escalate. Anyway, we're upgrading the situation here.
Got the alternator. Are you happy?
I don't know, do I look happy?
No. Yeah, but I can help you.
This is my office, Suzanne. Your office is in the kitchen. So yes, you could actually help. You could fix me a sandwich.
Do you want to? Okay, which one?
We did it.
We did it.
Am I gonna get some tonight? I fixed the car.
Mom.
And for any of you asking, no, I did not in fact get some, but statistically speaking, one of you subscribing has to improve my odds here.
Choose your wife, but they all come with a little something.
I'm Jessica, and everything has to be my way. The house, the schedule, your friends. If I don't approve, it's not happening. Madison! And who's Sarah? Why is she texting you? Let me see your phone. N-O-W. Hey, I'm Brittany, and yeah, I go out like every night. What? You want me to stay home? Boring. You're not my dad.
I'm Ashley, and I need things. Nice things. If you can't afford me at my most expensive, you don't deserve me.
I'm Emily, and if you ever leave me, I'll die. I mean it. You're all I have. Don't ever go anywhere without telling me.
Victoria, and there's things about me you'll never know. My phone, off limits. My past, don't ask. Just trust me, or don't.
I'm Rachel, and I just think it's funny how my friend's husband bought her a Range Rover and you got me this. Also, you're loading the dishwasher wrong. Again.
And you look at these clips. You look at these clips, and I think there was one that talked about which wife would you choose, and they all had their different quirks. And you understand, as human beings, people are going to have those quirks. You're not going to be able to get away from them. But modern women have another level of quirks. Modern women have like another level of things that I don't even want to say you have to deal with, because you shouldn't have to. These are things that they choose for a man to deal with. It's like these modern women have become superheroes in the worst way. I should say not only villains, but super villains, to where you can pick whatever wrong thing to do. This is my superpower, being annoying. This is my superpower, nagging. This is my superpower, being broke, but acting like, I require nice things. This is my superpower, acting like I have to have a man that's 6'5", when the 5'11" man would have done way more than fine. Would have been way more than enough. Super villains.
How old are you?
35.
36.
I just turned 35 actually.
That's her birthday today. How long have you been together?
Since I'm 16, so
20 years.
yeah.
20 years?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
How do you even keep a relationship together for that long?
I mean,
consistency, and we got to make it happen for us and also for our family.
Communication. We have 3 kids together.
You have 3 children?
Yeah.
Yes.
And been married for like 13 years.
Wait, so you're married too?
Yeah.
13 years married.
Sir.
Did you guys meet in America?
No, we made in France.
But why do you think so many couples struggle to make it work?
Go ahead.
They quit too easily, I guess. Like they
don't like to fight.
Yeah.
It's I mean we got one thing, we say love is bigger than anything, and also you got to, let's say love is like kind of faith for us.
It's not easy, but you have to work for it,
Yeah.
It's not easy, you have to communicate it a lot.
Yeah. So what was the hardest challenge that you faced in the last 20 years of being together?
A lot of challenges.
A lot. The
distance
too.
long distance.
Long distance, because we have to deal for 2
years.
2 years. I've been in the US and she was back in France, and without my daughter and her, so that was a challenge.
And there was no infidelity or
Not from
anything
my
that
side.
you faced?
Not for me. No.
Same, man. Same.
I don't. Why?
It's not necessary. It's not important.
You regret marrying her?
Absolutely. I said to her in one of my text messages to her, because she didn't respond, because I kept asking, why did you file for a divorce? And she wouldn't say anything. I tried to reach her mom. Her mom would not respond either. I later figured out this felt like a coup. I don't know if you're familiar with, I'm from, I say it because I'm from Nigeria, and that we were ruled at one point by the military. And so every so often when you want to change leadership, the president, you stage a coup.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I was totally blindsided. I was no member of her family, whether on the mother's side, on the father's side, reached out to me. And the only person I actually reached out to was her mom. And, she didn't.
All these posts about, women living in an only woman's town, I would never live with you. Women are not nice to each other. Are very delusional about who y'all be, about y'all behavior.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women think that they are upstanding women, but look how y'all treat each other in the real world. Because the same women who are gonna like this post are also in a group chat talking about another woman. Once y'all identify another woman as a threat, y'all turn into monsters. Real wicked. And y'all really only like women who y'all see as inferior to you. Yeah. That's why so many women on this app telling other women what to do. Look how y'all gossip, click up, want to compete. Look how y'all treat beautiful women. Yeah. Hell no. Look how y'all raise y'all mother sons. And then say Well, who the f- raised them? How many times have you smiled at a woman and she rolled her eyes at you?
Oh, yeah.
Or you've been walking down the street and she looked you up and down? Insecure women are very dangerous women. And a lot of women are in denial that they are insecure. A lot of women have false confidence. Women know how to mask very well. A lot of women have a false sense of self. I'm not living in a town with a whole bunch of women who never took the time to face their trauma and walk around playing victim. It does not reflect or show up in the real world. I'm not seeing it. Where y'all?
No, that you'll never find me in a women's only town. And if it's gonna be a world with only women, please take me out, because I don't want to be around women. I cannot stand some of their behavior, and they cannot be trusted.
I thought I liked my new while my baby daddy just me. You know what's funny though? A lot of women who got kids are always talking about how they wouldn't date a man who got kids because they don't want the baby mama drama. But I be thinking about the other side of it. Like, you a baby mama. Do that mean you come with drama, or you one of the good ones and you ain't like the rest of them? I mean, obviously she not. But that's the thing. I feel like a dude who got a kid with a woman, he always got a chance to get his family back at any moment. I actually think the dumbest thing in the world is to be surprised by him out of all people in the world. Because even if she don't got a baby father, she will cheat on you for her ex. It's usually a dude they already know. And it ain't like it would matter if it was a random. You got cheated on either way. But this is the reason why I had to stop dating. It ain't because they cheat. You can always leave them and start over. But imagine when you finally realize that these women could get pregnant and they won't know who the father is because they want to be messy. They single till they married and they gonna date them all. How much you want to bet that woman met this new because she said her baby daddy was so trash and he was so horrible? The same that bring them to you be the same one that take them away, but I wouldn't claim it anyway. Subscribe to my YouTube, Planet Reality.
Her body count matters, but the reason isn't what you think. I'm Max Butterfield, Dr. Max Butterfield. I study this kind of thing for a living. 3 science-backed facts you should know. Number 1, women with high body counts do show more instability and lower satisfaction in their relationships later. It is a very small and weak relationship, but it does exist. The reason why will surprise you, and it's not why you think. What is it? Well, number 2, it turns out women with high body counts are treated differently than men with high body counts. There is a stigma. Men get away with it, and women are treated like garbage. So what does that mean? Number 3, it has nothing to do with who her past partners have been or how many there have been, and it has everything to do with how that bothers you and then how you treat her as a result. This is going to make everybody so mad, and I'm okay with it. Why? Because I'm not an influencer. Follow me for daily science-backed reels and click on the link in my bio for free guides and more. Say goodbye to the influencers. Say hello to science.
Ladies, he doesn't have commitment issues. He just doesn't respect you and doesn't see you as someone he could actually marry in the future. These guys will sleep with you, make you feel like you're dating, make you feel loved, make you feel special. But if they're not giving you exclusivity, if he's not in an intentional relationship with you, they know what they're doing. They don't see a future with you, and chances are they know exactly what they want. They have an image of what they think their wife will be in their head, and you are not her. Don't waste your time, your energy, your mental space on someone who only sees you as a placeholder until they find their ideal wife. Let me remind you that you deserve to be someone's dream girl. You deserve someone who is so sure of you from the very beginning that you don't have to question your self-worth or question what someone else has over you or question why someone won't commit to you. It's time to rid yourself of your anxious attachment and let go of any man who doesn't make you feel chosen.
So Nelly's ex-girlfriend, Chantel Jackson, revealed she broke up with him hoping that they'll get back together and they'll be closer. But instead, Nelly ended up getting back with Ashanti, getting married, and having a family. I guarantee you it was probably a group of her friends that encouraged her and promoted the idea of play games with him, girl. Go ahead and break up with him. Make him earn you back. Make him show you that he wants you. Too many times you're watching these movies and these fairy tales where you expecting a guy to pull up outside of your window, throw rocks in a limousine and be singing all these songs and have a band outside and go above and beyond and go along to get along just to try to get you back. As opposed to men doing what they should do all along. Like who likes you. We ain't got time to be playing games. So this is a message Stop playing with people's hearts. Stop playing games. Have a sense of emotional maturity. Have a sense of growth about you, because you're going to end up like her.
Yeah, ugly money. Miss, what is it again?
You can call me D.
D, Miss D. Miss D, could you see yourself dating a man that worked a conventional 9-to-5 job?
Would I have dated a man who's worked a traditional 9-to-5? He actually worked for the city. And it was a very good job, very consistent, very stable. Bills are always paid. Things are always going to get done. Vacations can be planned. And it's consistent. Now, if you want...
Are you with him now?
No, I'm
Wasn't
not.
good enough. Drop a bomb.
Damn,
don't try to...
Why can I never finish?
He worked for the city and had benefits, a 401k. He was a consistent man, but it still was not enough to make you stay in that situation respectfully. Queen, go ahead. I'm sorry. I won't cut you off no more. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
One of my beliefs, it's not for all women, but I believe it's a lot of women. Most of y'all ain't built to work 30, 40 years. You may like your career, you may like your degree. The truth is, most of y'all want to be work optional. You want to work when you want to work. You want to be in a relationship where you can take off when you need to. When you do need a break, you want to take off for kids, you just overworked, and the bills still get paid and nothing falls apart.
Isn't that everyone though?
No. Believe it or not, no. A lot of men have no problem working the course of their lives, taking care of their families. That's how we're hardwired.
Work smarter, not harder.
A lot of ladies would prefer, they want to be able to work when they want to, but they want to be work optional.
You know, when you look at the situation between, I think his ex-girlfriend or whatever, maybe her name is Chantel or something like that. Now, she did not look too bad, honestly. Let me pull this up. Yeah, she doesn't look bad. She's pretty cute. Let me see. Chantel Jackson, no, she doesn't look bad at all. She's 41. Miss Jackson. She's got to go out here and promote. Oh, entrepreneur. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. 2.3 million followers, at least on Instagram. I apologize. I'm sorry. But she's cute. She's cute. No, she got it going on, right? Definitely. Good for you, Nelly. Oh, I see why they did it. So the guy was saying what they probably try to do, her friends, is like, oh, make him earn you, make him win you back. And because, you know, and this is what women are doing. This is the fall of high value women. Okay, she's got a website here. I think she's got a website too. Maybe this is a link. Oh, she's okay. She's got a TikTok. Okay. A website. She's got a YouTube. Okay. She sells products. So I don't know if she's doing terrible, to be honest. Yeah. I don't know if she's doing too bad. Which the point is not for her to be doing bad. The point is I'm just trying to assess why she thought that she could do Nelly like that. So she's got 8,000 subs on YouTube. So not a whole lot. But she does have an Instagram following. Yeah, she's pretty. Let me see. TikTok. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. Yeah, she's got 615,000 on TikTok. Good for you. But what's happening is you think because you have, you know, your friends have, and your friends probably, if we're being honest, they probably dated not rappers, but some people who you probably think would have status. So they're thinking, oh, make him win you back. You're this. Any man would be lucky to have you, slay. Any man, let's go from that point. Any man would be lucky to have her. But how many men is she actually going to get with? That's the problem. Nelly is one of the, according to society, he's one of the more high value men, more in the upper echelon, right? And then Ashanti would be right in your wheelhouse, if not more than you. So you have 2.3 followers. Ashanti, you have to look for Shanti. You already know who Shanti is, okay? So Ashanti's going to dwarf that, obviously. On Instagram, Ashanti's got 8.6 million. So what is she dwarfing you about 4? Yeah, well, no, not 4 times, but 3 times, because you got 2.3 and 8.6. So she's dwarfing you, clearly. And Ashanti is not built terribly either. So I guess that's what I'm saying. And Ashanti is not ugly either. So, this is what happens when you don't know your lane. This what happens when you think that you're going to be treating a high value man in a certain way. You fool around and he goes to somebody else, and this is what you're left with.
Here's a challenge to all women. What if you decided that from this point forward, you would never grab your own chair at a dinner table to open it up? What if you decided that from this point forward, you would never open the car door for yourself ever again? What if from this point forward, you decided that you were going to have standards for how you were to be treated because you have standards for how you treat yourself? You know what will happen? You will attract a man that will be willing to provide for you in that way. So you see, the type of man that a woman attracts is all dependent upon the type of priorities, balance, and standards that a woman has for herself. When the standards are clear, the proper man and the loving, caring man will appear. That's how it happens.
You left me at my darkest hours. That's a problem for me. You didn't even have a conversation with me. You didn't sit me down and be like, yo, if you don't get your shit together, I'm leaving you.
When you say he wasn't talking to you, you probably wasn't listening because you're too busy running your mouth. A lot of women don't realize. Men be telling you for so long. Women always say, what's wrong with you? And then when we say it back, all y'all hear is womp, 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 womp. Y'all don't really hear us. That's why y'all don't help us with our problems. That's why it's hard for us to express what we're going through, because I'll say, hey, yo, today was a bad day and I was so long at work. Oh, that's good, baby. It's just on to your problems.
Because what I learned from my show, the number one reason why some men are still open to marriage, the men that are, is because of children. Like, they want a legacy. Like, that's important to them. And they can't. Why'd you make that face? Oh my God. But that's the truth, Joy. Like, the men.
Legacy what?
What do you mean,
do you
legacy?
have castles? What are you passing on?
Oh my God, Joy.
Besides generational trauma and bad hairlines,
Joy.
Beards that don't connect. Ugh, this legacy is nonsense. I can't.
Oh my God.
What?
It's hilarious listening to Joy Taylor be critical of men, hairlines, and whatever it is that she's saying. Meanwhile, you would expect women to have this type of mouth when they are walking around looking like God's gift. And I look at her and I'm just like, what? What's the big deal here? She talks with the same spitefulness that she talked when she was in her early 20s. The only difference is that now she has 20 extra years of pain through her failed relationships, and it comes out in her talking points.
That's the truth.
So the men that I find that call into my show that are like serious about marriage and really looking for that, they're the men who want to be a part of their children's lives. They want, they want a legacy. They want a family. And that is, can we just say they want a family? No, they want a legacy though. Like, they say
no one's going to talk about it.
They really say
in 3
it, Joy.
generations, no one's going to remember your name.
That is not true.
It is true.
That's currently true for many Black Americans, because 3 to 4 generations ago, we were slaves. But it doesn't mean it has to be true for the next 3 to 4 generations, damn it. And now that we have the opportunity to build things such as generational wealth, legacy building is possible. It just depends how it's done. But your selfishness is on display, or rather, it's your degree of cope, because you've been unable to have a man retain you long enough for this. So you're just unleashing your trauma onto the world. The level of cope here is inspiring.
We think we are the sun, the moon, and the fucking stars. You are a person, and more than likely, no one is writing songs about you, okay? But if you have children because you want to be a good parent and you want a family and you want to have that experience in this lifetime, this like legacy live on. Oh, you've done nothing in this life. But I'm saying that so often I hear men be like, I want a legacy. You're not a good person, because if you're just trying to have children, you don't want a legacy. You're making another broken family. You're bringing children into this world who have to struggle through you not being in the home. What the f are you talking about? If you don't have a wife, don't say the word legacy to me, please.
The trauma.
All these posts about, women living in an only woman's town, I would never live with you. Women are not nice to each other. Are very delusional about who y'all be, about y'all behavior. A lot of women think that they are upstanding women, but look how y'all treat each other in the real world. Because the same women who are going to like this post are also in a group chat talking about another woman. Once y'all identify another woman as a threat, y'all turn into monsters. Real wicked. And y'all really only like women who y'all see as inferior to you. Yeah. That's why so many women on this app telling other women what to do. Look how y'all gossip, click up, want to compete. Look how y'all treat beautiful women. Yeah. Hell no. Look how y'all raise y'all mother sons. And then say, well, who the f raised them? How many times have you smiled at a woman and she rolled her eyes at you? Oh, yeah. Or you've been walking down the street and she looked you up and down? Insecure women are very dangerous women. And a lot of women are in denial that they are insecure. A lot of women have false confidence. Women know how to mask very well. A lot of women have a false sense of self. I'm not living in a town with a whole bunch of women who never took the time to face their trauma and walk around playing victim. It does not reflect or show up in the real world. I'm not seeing it. Where y'all?
No. You'll never find me in a women's only town. And if it's going to be a world with only women, please take me out, because I don't want to be around women. I cannot stand some of their behavior, and they cannot be trusted.
Well, this might not end well for me, and I might get cussed out in my comments, but I don't care. Having a BBL and big or being voluptuous is not a character trait. It is not a character trait. You looking good, you being a pretty girl, you being a successful woman, it is not a character trait. Your physical appearance does not determine your character. I wish you guys would stop confusing how you look with how you are supposed to behave. I don't know what it is, but it's like, because a lot of women, you feel like you look good, you can just be nasty and be mean. Let me tell you something, a BBL does not guarantee you won't get boxing in your face. Watch it.
What the does that mean?
That's one of an intro. Viewer discretion is advised.
I don't get why I'm still single. I don't get it. I'm a catch.
Sweetheart, telling yourself that multiple times is not going to change the outcome. If it's true, you can just say it one time. We get it.
What is going on in my life where I don't have a man? Or are my standards too high? Do I box myself in a corner all the time? Like nowadays, men today want to be chased. What happened to masculinity? What happened to chivalry? What happened to men courting women?
Contrary to popular belief, all of that is still very much so happening. But what's more concerning is, why isn't it happening for you in particular?
Back in the day, dating was so much easier. And it was fun.
How the f would you know that dating back in the day was enjoyable? I know you weren't dating then. How do you figure that things were better back in the day? It's probably the same as it is now. The only difference is we have social media, so everybody gets to get on here and tell their 2 cents about that really doesn't matter about dating.
The days dating, you give a guy your number, and all of a sudden you don't hear from them until like 3 to 4 days later. What was the point of me giving you my number? If you're not going to text me, I don't get it.
Okay, I'll do my best to try and provide some insight. You are what we like to call a bench player. You only get in the game when we call your number. Literally. And like any player for any sport, they always have a difficult time going to the bench. Especially when they think they're a starter.
The talking doesn't go as far as the actual act. There are no, let me take you out to dinner. Let's go catch a movie. What happened to men actually planning dates?
Well, if you must ask, y'all told us y'all didn't want to go on dates unless it was somewhere extravagant. Y'all was saying that if the date is not $500 or more, then it's not even a date. The average U.S. citizen can't afford a $500 date randomly, let alone multiple times within a month. Y'all also shame men for wanting to take women to the Cheesecake Factory as a first date. Did y'all forget? I got on every podcast, on every mountaintop, on every social media platform, and told us this repeatedly. So now we are actually taking heed to what you guys were actually saying.
Oh, do you date in today's society? I do not chase men. I don't do it. I did it once, would never do it again. I don't got time to be dating no guy that don't have no money. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to sound shallow, but I've dated broke men my whole life.
Well, since you brought it up, the concept of broke is something that you guys don't comprehend very well. Y'all will call a man that makes $70,000 a year broke. And in the same breath say that you deserve a man that makes above $200,000 a year. But y'all refuse to accept and understand that those guys don't want y'all back. So if your dating history is broke men, I think that's where you should stay. That's where you've had your most success. Why change it up? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. No pun intended.
I have. Now I'm in a place where I have money and I want to travel and I want to see the world. I don't want you to buy me nothing because I can buy it myself. That's not what I want. I want you to have the financial stability to pick up and go on a trip. That's all I'm asking.
Even if you made $150,000 a year, you can't just pick up and go as you please. Whether you be an entrepreneur, whether you work for someone's company, you still have to answer to somebody.
Oh, you're just very intimidating. What the does that mean? How do I come off intimidating when I'm the most socializing person ever?
If you are, that wasn't very convincing. But you know what? You ain't got to listen to me. I'm just a normal guy. Y'all get the change.
And so I think there was a guy that was talking about when you start having standards for yourself, what if you decided, I'm not going to date a man that doesn't open the door for me, a man that doesn't, pull out my chair, a man that doesn't walk on the other side of the sidewalk. Those are small things. Those are little things. You're not getting to the little things because, and you guys are trying to do the standards without the work. You guys are trying to get to the princess treatment, the respect, the love, the care, without giving that in return. You're trying to get the man to pay for a $500 dinner without you bringing anything to the table. You expect him to pay $500 to lead a conversation, to set you up an Uber, to pay for your babysitter, literally take everything. It's essentially if he wanted to, it's essentially like he has to do all of this for free, for you, for a free service. It's like an all-inclusive service to you. He has to do all of this. Is that really a deal for him? Is that really something that he's like, oh yeah, man, I'm so happy to be doing this? If he really likes me, then he would. Well, he doesn't know. That's the point. He doesn't really know if he likes you. And that's what you have to start understanding. These men don't know you. You don't know these men. So the fact that you're sitting up here trying to get these men to go all out for you it's ludicrous. Like I said, you can probably get that treatment of pulling out the chair and all that stuff. But that's going to be an add-on of that. That's going to be because you did what you were supposed to do. You was like, oh man, I can see her value. Okay, well, cool. Right? Now as a gentleman, he might start doing that before, right? Oh, that's just what I do. That's how I do it. But how is he going to continue? How is he going to treat you on a continual basis based on the way you carry yourself? The more he gets to know you, the more he sees you're kind of lazy. You're kind of entitled.
We are, as a generation of women, let me tell you what. Oh my God.
Just another day in the office. Viewer discretion is advised.
So I am on the freeway, right? My freaking tire, my tire light comes on. I pull over at the gas station. My tire wall's busted out, right? I'm at a gas station. There's multiple men in work trucks. And I literally was like, can someone please help me change my tire? Like, I will pay you. All of them said no. All of them said no.
For whatever reason, every time one of y'all make a video like this, there's always multiple men just standing around doing nothing. I just find that a little ironic, but I digress. Sweetheart, they don't have to change your tire for you. That is not mandatory. It's not an obligation. It is not a law. They can exercise to not change your tire.
This one man was like, do you need to jump off? I can do that. But you can't change a tire?
Contrary to popular belief, changing a tire could actually be difficult if you don't know what you're doing. You can really get hurt changing a tire if you just out there experimenting. So I'm not sure if those men know how to change the tire or not, but the fact still remains they don't have to do that. Your entitlement is the reason this is so difficult for you to digest. And if we're being quite frank, why didn't you change your tire? It is your car. You were the one with the situation. Why didn't you use your resources to get that tire fixed?
I'm the most independent person, and this is probably the one thing that I've never had to do, because I grew up in a family of men.
You're such an independent person, but this is the one thing that you've never had to do because you grew up in a family of men. Why didn't you just call one of the men in your family to come and help you with this situation? Why didn't the men in your family make sure that you had AAA? Why didn't the men in your family teach you how to change a tire just in case no one is around and you had a situation like the one you have now? It seems to me you did yourself a disservice because if you're so independent, this is one thing that independent people should know how to do.
So, here's my life right now. I'm stressed. My boyfriend's on his way, but I was trying to get somebody who could do it quick because we live in LA and traffic is up. And I was crying. Like, I'm just a girl. What the?
Ah, those fatal words. I'm just a girl. In other words, I am incompetent and people need to do things for me because I am just a girl. But in the same breath say that you are so independent. This is not making any sense. You wanted a service done by random men. They did not want to perform said service because you are a random person at a gas station. Let alone something goes wrong, they will be held responsible. Not to mention, it's not that you don't have an outlet. You're just not willing to wait for the outlet. So you expect or assume that the world around you has some sort of obligation because they are men to help you in the nicest way possible. Sweetheart, men don't owe you. They don't have to do any of these things. Call the men in your family. Call the boyfriend that you say you have. These are the people that owe you that. Those random men do not.
I mean, one man was literally, his truck business had mechanic on it. He was like, no, I can't.
Yeah, on second thought, I don't believe that story. What I believe happened is she did get a flat tire. She pulled into a gas station. There was one man that probably did not know how to change a tire or wasn't equipped to do so. He told her no, even though she offered to pay him. And she knew that wasn't enough to get on here and make a video about it for people to rally behind her. So she had to add a little more flair to it. But my stance is exactly the same. Those men or that man does not owe you a thing. Call the men in your family. Call AAA. Call your boyfriend. These are the people that will owe you something. And AAA in particular, you would have to pay them. But you know, I know she's not going to listen to me because I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, keep the change.
It says, my 16-year-old daughter feels entitled to my child support I get from her father. How would you handle this? I also think her father is putting things in her head. Either way, the money he sends is for me to care for her, and she doesn't grasp paying my bills, which also benefits her siblings, is part of this. And this is the text that the daughter wrote to her mom. My dad told me how much he pays you in child support, and he showed me. I just don't understand how my dad pays $1,900 in child support. When I ask for something, you say no.
What?
Also, you use the money my dad sends to take care of me to spend on Aaron and Jess, who I assume are her other siblings.
That's crazy.
And likely they don't share the same dad. That's just my assumption. When I ask for something, it's always a problem, and you threaten to take my phone away when I do anything you don't like. If it wasn't for me being here and my dad paying you, if it wasn't for me being here, she misses some words, and my dad paying, you couldn't afford to keep the house. Right. I do love you, but I feel like you take advantage of having me here. I'd rather live with my dad, and I just want you to know for it to happen without making a big issue. I don't think it's right. I don't benefit from my dad's child support, yet you spend it.
I need your help.
You are.
I need your help.
What am I supposed to help you with,
Go
dude?
behind.
You freaking loser! I told you not to do that.
2, grab it. 3, 2.
You think I can help you?
Right.
Somebody help!
I got it. I got it.
Stanley! Freaking dummy, do I take these off?
Here.
What do I do?
I got this one.
Okay, we have to admit that a man's experience when he's in trouble is way different than a woman's experience when she's in trouble. Because very comparable to this situation, how many times have we seen videos posted online of a woman that gets herself in trouble with too much weight and men come running to her rescue and save her like that? Of course, there's a physical difference. I'm not saying that women should be able to do the exact same because women are not as strong. But when men go to help that woman, they are not berating her. They're not saying, you shouldn't have done that, you dummy. They're not calling her names. Whereas that is what happens to a man. He gets berated, he gets like the extra emotional dump. And then not only does he have to figure it out in that moment by himself because he's the only one that's going to do it, he also has to deal with the emotions that were just dumped on him.
So here's a map of registered offenders in Los Angeles.
all these individual little dots. I'm going to randomly click on one, and you get $1 million if you accurately guess the gender. You wouldn't take those chances in a hypothetical situation, so women aren't going to take those chances in real life. For women, it is all men until proven otherwise. While women can be on this list, and it's possible, it's not as probable. And that's the point here. If the small percentage of women who do it upset you, then why wouldn't the large percentage of men who do it upset you too? Because you're not an advocate against, you're an advocate against women. And that's exactly what makes you good guys so dangerous.
You really want to know why men are sick of hearing this message? It is because you said, quote, why wouldn't the large percentage of men upset you too? When men know, you know, we all know that it is not the majority of men. Even when you run the numbers, look, I did a quick Google search and you guys can check me on this, but I found that there are 750,000 offenders in the US. Let's say about 75% of them are male, because apparently Google says 25% are female, for a grand total of 562,000. The total male population is 165 million. When you do the math, that is 0.34% of males. So I think it becomes pretty clear that this message is purely to demonize men and doesn't really have anything to do with keeping women safe.
Okay, if you're gonna make a video about your husband, how he's literally the worst man alive, and then your next post is not a divorce announcement, it's a pregnancy announcement, I need you to shut off your phone and stop telling us. You clearly like to be miserable. Stop telling us.
Now, this is something that I can actually agree with. However, there's a part that she's not discussing. And that part is that those same women that get online and complain about their relationships and marriages and paint their husband out to be the worst person possible and still stay with him, be lying. A lot of them do it for the validation and the attention of other women on social media because it feels good. That's why a lot of those women don't ever leave, because he's not really as horrible as they make him out to be. And not only do they refuse to leave, you never actually see this man. You don't even know if he really exists. And a lot of the times, if they do actually have a husband, he's not even on social media as much as they are. And so in turn, there's a good chance he's probably not going to even see the video that she made about him unless someone directly sends it to him, which is a slim chance, which now puts him in a position to probably never ever see the video. And if he ever does approach her about it, she's going to make light of the situation, make it seem like it's nothing when it really is something. And 9 times out of 10, he's going to be like, you know what, whatever, I'm not really tripping about it because I know it's not true, even though it should be a really big issue in a relationship. And then there's a good chance she's probably going to give him that head that she promised him 3 months ago, and he's going to feel better about himself. He's going to climax, go to sleep, and forget all about it. Unfortunately, that is the sequence for a lot of men in America. But you know what? I ain't got to listen to what I'm saying because I'm just a normal guy. That could be changed.
I am 42 years old. I am single. I'm a mother.
Behold, the 40-year-old single mum. After 15 years in a relationship, she is back. The moment the relationship ended, she started posting selfies again. Her Instagram, a carefully curated grid of sadness. Each caption reads, strong, independent woman. She doesn't need a man. And yet, her entire personality is about desperately trying to find a man. I'm not picky, she says. She just wants a man who is funny, emotionally mature, financially stable, physically fit, 6 foot, loves kids, doesn't have kids, but is amazing with her kid. And of course, no drama. Even though she is the drama. When her kid is with her ex, it's self-love week. Translation, wine, and bumble dates with boys half her age, just to feel young again. Her leggings, 2 sizes too small, pulled up to her ribcage to contain the chaos underneath. Ah, yes, the 40-year-old single mom. She's like a car crash. You don't want to watch, but you just can't look away.
The last time I was single, I was 24 and the dating pool was everyone. And now it's like a shallow puddle of age-appropriate men who are old and gross, and I don't want to do that.
You know, I think Self-Checkout was asking, because the lady was upset that men weren't helping her change her tire. And he was like, well, you know, because she was like, I'm one of the most independent people that you'll probably ever come into contact with. And he was right. He said, how come, you know, they didn't make sure that you had AAA and stuff like that? Probably because she is so independent. She probably moved somewhere on a whim. Oh, I can do it on my own. And once again, that's what they do. They beat their chest. They go through a situation, and instead of like learning to be quiet, see, you can be independent and you can be quiet. Instead of learning to be independent, they stand on top of the mountain on top of the Empire State Building and they beat their chest like King Kong. Look at me. I climbed all the way up here. I can do it by myself. I don't need no help. Well, let me help you get down. No, I can do it. Da, da, da. And when something breaks, now you're stuck. And that's when you're crying. Somebody please come get me. But by the time you start crying, people have already left. They've already gone, oh, well, you said you had it. And I'm not trying to be rude, but you said you had it. We sat up here for hours and pleaded and we begged with you until the point of forcing you. But we're not going to force you anymore because you take action against us that hurts us when we're just trying to help you. That's the position that modern women put themselves in today. They box themselves in, and then when they're actually trapped and they need help, you get a video like this.